Or no, I can just throw the sling around and connect it. That's fine. I know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm sure that this is going to just snap together.
And all four, the other four are all braced, right?
Fucking hate heights.
How is it we all hate heights?
How is it? Suspension is a very good tool for immediacy, for focusing your mind on exactly what's going on right now.
Yes, go. There you are.
You've got little stressors that are kind of always there. Am I going to get the raise? Am I going to get the passing grade? Am I going to get this promotion? Suspension is painful enough that you can't really run from it. You have to stop thinking about those things. You really do have to focus on being present. If you try and go to your happy place, the pain of a suspension will chase you down.
Not how I like to choke.
I guess we all use the pain for different reasons, and some people don't like the pain part of it, so not everybody does. Almost every time that I've suspended, I've had some kind of a revelation or realization within a week after. It might be as soon as I come down, and it might be days later, but there's always something that like clicks with me, whether it's, you know, something big like you thought you weren't tough, but look what you just did, or, you know, something minor about like, here's a little adjustment you need to make in your life. I have a joke now. I've hung myself from my knees twice, where I pierced, I did the rigging and everything, I pulled myself up. Both times I've gone home and left a husband. So that was my, like, you're strong enough to pierce yourself, you're strong enough to pull yourself up, you're strong enough to do all of this, you're strong enough to go out on your own.
All the good, happy chemicals kind of catch up with you, and it stops hurting as bad. And then you're not thinking about it, you're not thinking about anything, you're just having a good time. Plus, you've overcome something, right? You've overcome a giant fear. Anybody who goes into a suspension and is not afraid at all, has no apprehension, I would argue that they don't know what they're getting into. You know, like they're not thinking about this right.
Hi. Yeah. Thank you.
You look so happy.
Yeah, I am. All right, I'm gonna give Katie the phone so you can see, and then I'm gonna hang up on you, okay? All right. There you go. There you go. Thank you. All right, I need a swing. Hold on.
Been cooking my whole life. Kind of a latchkey kid. So learned how to kind of cook on my own. I guess the term latchkey kind of implies that dinner will be in the oven, or like that someone has prepared all the stuff for you. Not the way with us. It's kind of left to fend for yourself. maybe latchkey's the wrong word, but yeah, no, I've been holding my own for a long time. I love cooking though. It's it makes a lot of people nervous, I think. They're afraid to get it wrong. Hard to get it so wrong that, you know, you yourself cannot eat it. At my company, I've been the senior manager in charge of global provisioning. It's a big fancy way of saying that I'm in charge of a team that kind of makes sure that the product gets out the door on time for a cloud company, cloud division of IBM. The real reason that I don't suspend anymore is the tattoos. So I have been working on a full bodysuit of tattoos for several years now. Tattooed from my neck down to my ankles. And it's a process that's taken years and thousands of dollars. It's something that I always knew that I wanted. I'm going to keep doing it until I'm totally covered. Probably not my neck or head or hands or anything like that. Not until I end up with a job that it's going to be a lot harder to fire me from. The next time I do suspend, I kind of have a feeling that it's going to be an intense one.
And start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Left hand in front of your face to come up to sitting. Spin around over here if you don't mind. Nick, come in. Take arms out. Hands to your heart. Thank you for practicing today. Namaste. You start to notice the parallels between what's going on in your practice and what's going on in your life. Let's say that, you might have social anxiety and you have to go out somewhere. Well, you can remember, I can be uncomfortable and fight through it. Not forever, but I've learned that I can be uncomfortable and fight through it for 10 nice slow breaths, or hang from hooks and fight through before they burn in, so it kind of all translates.
You want to talk complicated. My first girlfriend, Katie, is married. They have a child. My second girlfriend, Rhea, is single, in as much as any of us are single. My third girlfriend, Liz, and this is just like in order that I met them, was married when I met her, is now divorced. She has 2 kids. Katie and Liz are dating. Rhea and Katie's husband are dating. And I am dating all 3 of these girls. I think it's this really complicated web. You should see our Google Calendar. I haven't always lived my life that way. My wife actually opened the relationship up. She fell in love with another guy and asked if we could explore this. She started dating. I started dating. We were dating for years. Went to birthdays with our partners, all sorts of stuff. Went traveling together. Big happy family.
Those are lotus scars and regular knee suspension scars and surgery scars. That's the tear I like to stick my finger in. Some I have somewhere fresh ones. Major life events, like when I changed my name, I did one. When I left my first husband, I did one. And when I was living in my car, I did one. The not awesome people who raised me gave me a name, and I don't want it anymore. I don't want to be who they raised me to be. I don't want to be what they thought I was or what they thought I should be. So I chose for myself. I actually knew my birth name by then, but I didn't go back to it. Kind of never got away from abuse until a couple of years ago. So yeah, it's rough, but hang from hooks, get on my mat, art now and then. Yeah.
Fakir Musafar is kind of the last stop towards, if you're going to go backwards and figure out how it became westernized, Fakir Musafar is pretty much the last stop for America. He very much was influenced by Native American ritual. I know for a fact that Fakir Musafar, rest in peace, was a little disappointed that the suspension community as a whole seemed to move away from the spiritual side.
I've been spiritual more in the energetic way than in the supernatural way, if that makes sense. Not necessarily, you know, gods and spirits or whatever, but just kind of this shared consciousness type idea. You know, the yoga and the suspension both work with that.
Alan, like myself, believes that you can approach it for whatever reason you want. Performance, spiritual, your reasons are your own. I need a suspension at this point in my life because it's gonna help me kind of process a lot of the traumatic stuff emotionally that has come out of getting divorced, which is a really, really big change in your life and a sucky one. I care very much about her. You know, the girl is my best friend. What I want more than anything is for her to be good, to like have a good life, to like move on, be healthy. I know she can do it. I hope she does. I would love for her to be able to suspend her again one day.
So I was homeless for a while. I'd had a business and my husband loved cocaine more than me or his gym. And so we got evicted, he moved in with his girlfriend, and he closed both businesses all on the same day while I was at a suspension convention. So I lived in my car for a little while. I posted in the Bastard Child group on Facebook and just said, hey, I need a place to live, does anybody have an idea? And so John invited me. We kind of family up in suspension. Helping people get what they need, and it's the same thing I get from teaching yoga. I really like that, and it feeds me a lot.
I like demonstrating this to other people, especially with suspension, but kind of with everything. Seeing people kind of test their skills and, you know, pick up the rhythm of everything, it's really interesting.
So the first thing that we're going to talk about is aseptic technique. The way that you're able to keep from biocontaminating people around you, if you're covered in blood or if the person in front of you is covered in blood. Every time I go to the dentist, she like opens the sterilized package with her gloves and then touches every goddamn thing in the room. Just like, what is the point of sterilizing that at this point?
So take that hand, grab the skin with the other, wherever makes sense. When you are ready to go, you say set. Set.
Set. Set.
Okay, now I'm gonna have her take 2 deep breaths, and on the exhale of the second breath, I'm gonna say and pierce, and that's when you go. All right, Liz, go ahead and take a deep breath in, out. Second breath, here we go, deep breath in, out, and pierce. All the way through, all the way through.
All the way through. The eyelid is at the end. There you go.
There you go, just like this. The next one that I do, I'm probably gonna run it myself, like start to finish.
The more of it you do yourself, the more it's personal, and you don't have to give anything over to anybody or surrender at all if you're more in control.
So I'm gonna pierce all my own. It's gonna have to be my knees probably, but pierce them all, rig them all, like do all the rigging, do all the hooks, do all everything, lift myself off the ground. It's a good self-sufficiency suspension. It's a good ritual, I think. And lower it, little bit, little bit, little bit, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Okay, so now if you want to get your photos, now is a good time.